felt the need to talk. I'm sure like most people do, right? So what are we going to talk about? I guess we're going to talk about ourselves and hypocrisy. We are going to talk about perfection, okay? And I think creativity, maybe art. I don't know how I'm going to lump that together. I'm not writing any of this. It's probably going to get pretty rambly, but I'll edit. I can edit. Alright. This isn't plugged in, by the way. This is for my mind. It's plugged into my ass. So you know that that's exactly where all this is. Coming from straight from my ass. Alright. Life often pushes us into directions. But I don't think very often are you stopping to think about the direction you're being pushed in. I don't necessarily a whole lot. I've been trying to do that a lot more recently. Sometimes you need a little violent shake to really make you be like, whoa, you know, do I agree with what's going on? Would I choose this? Would I still participate in it? It's always good to actually see if you belong. If you're fighting yourself every day to do something, it's probably not for you, right? Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you're going to fail. You're going to fail and lose infinitely more than you're going to like figure out what you're good at or what your purpose is or who you are. That's an infinite journey. That technically is always molding and changing and transforming into new things. The more that you adapt idealisms and the more that you meet things and meet people along the way. So that's kind of a lot. You need to get that out of the way. The whole who am I? What am I going to do with my stuff? The only thing you really need to focus on and do with yourself is talking to your inner self and making sure that it's communicating properly to the world around it, right? It's very easy to get mistranslated. It's very easy to get lost in passion. It's very easy to misunderstand yourself and then blame the world, right? It's like, well, the I feel this way because pretext. And if only this, then I could. That's another lie, right? You are always going to be able to do what you feel like you need to do with your life if it's not fighting the current of who you truly are. At least that's what I believe. Maybe that's wrong, prove me wrong, I guess, I don't know. But I would like to say that more often than not, that if you get rid of your ego and you fight that urge, that voice of who you were either told that you should be, or that version of yourself that you are building up just to try to impress others, or maybe even you, right? Like this false version of yourself that you think you'll be proud of one day. If you realize, if I reach said thing, then I can look back and feel satisfaction. That's probably not real. Satisfaction comes from the journey and the trials and tribulation along the way. That's the only reason. That's the weight. That's the weight of the goal. Any sort of goal. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's being a crackhead. You're like, if you come out of that and you make a new life for yourself and a new understanding of life, that's going to be the best part of your life. And you're going to live most of the rest of your life. If you're a lazy piece of shit doing nothing with it, and not even being a lazy piece of shit, but if you're not doing anything with your life that's of significant importance, the highlight's probably going to be coming off a crack, right? That's not anything special. It's a journey. We need journey. You need try. You need to constantly talk to this thing. Trial is one of the best ways to be able to do that. Perfectionism, right? Perfectionism and creativity, I'm going to kind of like, I guess, lump those together. They make me think of each other, at least in this context, because creativity and art is what made me think of the idea of perfectionism, and that we're kind of like obsessed with that a little bit. Nothing is perfect. Like, the only thing that's perfect is the word perfect. Like, that's it. That's it. It's a concept. And even the concept of perfection isn't real because we can't agree on the same definition for it, like the same idea of, oh, well, that's perfect. Because now we're talking about opinions, right? But why is it when we create things, when we do really anything in life, that's the ultimate goal, is a form of perfectionism or completion that we feel is adequate in order to like check the moral standpoint of what you mean to the world, right? Like, it doesn't make sense. There's no such thing as perfection. That's probably why it feels like a downhill race. I've been recently trying to draw, right? And I find myself terrified to make uncalculated moves. Like, I don't want to just mark on the paper. I don't want to just throw down colors. I'm literally terrified of it. Like, I know it's gonna fuck up, but like, I don't know that it's not gonna fuck up the other way. I just have confidence in that idea. I've convinced myself that that's the right way. That's the right way to be, rather than going with chaotic nature. There's some people that, like, I don't think they put any thought into what they're doing at all, and it's very creative. It's very unique. It seems very structured and disciplined. That's pretty cool, right? That's pretty cool. That doesn't come from perfectionism. That comes from true creativity. Which, what is creativity, right? Look at the background. I don't know, I guess. But I find it to be probably the most human thing that we are or have or do. Like, creation and creativity is, in my opinion, kind of what marks the sake of humanity. Like, yeah, we have this form of consciousness. You know, I can't talk to a dog like this. I can't talk to a cat like this. But I don't know that, except for the fact that I document. Because I really don't know the perception of an animal, right? As far as you know, it has your perception, and it thinks that you're just as stupid. It doesn't understand you all the same. It lives in its own world, right? We all have hierarchy. So you can't tell me that you're sitting on the top of your hierarchy, looking all the way down. That's impossible. The dog's the same thing, the ant's the same thing, right? But we can document, and we can create, we fabricate, we make things as a proof of our existence and a proof of our collective consciousness. I think that's very interesting. I think that's important. I think that's probably one of the only things that is important in this life, is creativity. And I don't just mean frivolous creativity, but that's good too. It's not like it's bad, I guess, but I don't think that that's just the point. The point is true creative nature. Be the God that we've tried to create in this world, right? The one that we can't meet. I'm sorry, not he, I don't know. That's a presumption. But it is a creator, ultimately. That's all that any sort of a idealism, an ism, or a God, or anything like that is it's a creation, and it's a manifester. And that's what you are. That's what I am. That's what we all are. That's why we acknowledge it. That's why we see it. It's in our face, right? Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but the door is open. And that's on purpose, because we're trying to open up doors, right? That is actually on purpose. Got a cool little eye. It's beaded, right? So, strive more to do with your life the things that you want to do, and I don't mean to do carelessly and for the sake of pure frivolous nature, but for the sake of legitimate growth and being willing to step away from comfortability. If your job is paying your bills but torturing you, take a chance. Start taking some days off, right? Look into a hobby. Don't be chaotic about it. Don't just quit. Don't just say fuck it, you know? I have a bad habit of doing that. I'm sure plenty of people have a bad habit of doing that. You run in the opposite direction too forcefully, but it doesn't really do anything. That is almost anti-creative, I'm coming to find. That's why I'm doing things like this. I'm trying to like counteract things, right? I want to be useful with my mind. I urge you to do the same thing. I urge you to do the same thing. So in conclusion, I think I'm just gonna say that you should not feel alone because you have yourself. That's the one thing that you need to try to figure out. You need to stop trying to please others to the point of abandoning yourself. You should stop trying to find this idealism of perfection that is unachievable, right? And you should strive to be a little more creative in your life, right? Look around, what's going on, see how people are feeling, how do you feel, right? Turn into something, do something with it. It doesn't just have to be art. Art is everything. Art isn't just me fucking throwing paint on canvas or playing some chords about a girl who destroyed somebody or or whatever, right? Whatever you put in your head is art, or your comic book drawing, you know, like art is all kind of art. Is metalworking, art is fabrication, right? Art is making a car. That's art. Sculpting that thing with clay and modeling it, and then listening to the engine hum, right? If you've ever done any sort of mechanic work, you understand that that's art within itself. It took hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of minds to come together to make this imperfect machine. To make this imperfect machine that still runs the most efficiently it will in its whole creation ever, like it's ever run. It's the most efficient it's ever done. It took hundreds of minds and hundreds of failures, and people just saying, well, why not? Fuck it. I don't know, this doesn't work, why not that? Well, this did work, so why don't we keep going? You know, like, be creative. Play with ideas. Play with yourself. And most of all, have fun with it. Anything that takes away the fun is probably not for you. You can have fun with everything. You can have fun with misery. You can have fun with loss. Doesn't mean you have to be like, oh, yippee! You don't gotta be like that, right? But like, you can be appreciative of even the hard times. Everything's a lesson. Everything's something to be understood. And really, ultimately, it doesn't have to be an emotional tax on your soul, right? I think that's where I'm going to end it, because like I said, I'm just going to ramble if I don't. This is already like a 10-minute video. I don't know if I'm going to do anything else like this. If you like it, I don't know, that sucks, because I'm probably not going to do anything else like it. Bye!